Welcome to Sacred Harmony, where we explore the hidden patterns that shape our soul and our stories. Today, I'm joined by Alexander and Viki, sacred strategy guides and the creator of the Source Cards, a powerful tool that decodes the soul's blueprint and reveals how to break free from life's invisible loops. Together, we'll uncover how understanding your soul's game plan can change how you align with your higher purpose and play life by divine design. Welcome to the show. It's such an honor to have you guys.
Thank you so much, Anya. It's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so Alexander and Vicky, the game of life is such a fascinating metaphor. So, how did the idea of decoding our soul's blueprint first come to you?
Well, it started from a long spiritual journey that I was on. It started for me at age 17 when I had a surprising spiritual awakening that led me through every spiritual tradition, religious tradition. I went to Roman Catholic seminary with the idea that I might become a priest. I traveled to India where I was meditating all day. I took initiation as a Swami. I worked with shamans in the South American tradition doing plant medicine ceremonies. All of this to find the meaning of my life. Why am I here? What are we here for? What's the purpose of all this? And then, much to my surprise, the answers I was looking for were revealed to me through the quote unquote ordinary deck of 52 playing cards. When I found out I'm born to play the Nine of Hearts, my life made perfect sense. I did my own research to find out more about the real meaning of these cards and come to find out that this is an ancient system of knowledge that was hidden in plain sight. And what we mean by your soul's blueprint and decoding your soul's blueprint is that based on math, based on the numbers of your date of birth, you have a set of 13 cards in your life path. And these 13 cards show you literally your soul's game plan, the themes that you're here to explore and the challenges that you're here to face and the opportunities that you have. So this is your soul's blueprint, these 13 cards in your life path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. And was there a personal moment where you realized that you were living off your blueprint and what changed when you aligned with it?
I think for me, when I first learned my cards to play, first of all, I had been on this also a journey of, growth and evolution myself. I had a medical issue that I couldn't resolve for many years. And then I went to an energy healer, and the issue was resolved like a day or two later. And then when I met Alexander, he asked my date of birth and told me all about myself based on my cards to play. And it was really an aha moment of like such confirmation of knowing, like, of being, maybe questioning what I'm supposed to be doing here. And then in knowing my cards to play, I'm like, wow, like I really am, here to be a change agent. I am playing the five of diamonds, which is out of the box, not like mainstream, something that might be really different, like a fresh perspective of something. And here I am years later teaching an ancient system of knowledge that very few people know about. So, yes, it was definitely an aha moment for me to like realize, to know my cards to play and that like I'm on the right track and, this is what I'm here to do and how to shine my light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's such a striking image. Life as a divine game where alignment isn't about control, but about remembering the rules our soul already knows.
Mhm.
That's very true.
Absolutely.
And you have worked with people who achieved outward success, but still feel something's off inside, missing. Why do you think fulfillment often lags behind achievement?
Well, it can lag behind achievement when we have misconceptions about what achievement really looks like for us. And we may have those misconceptions simply because we're following along society's idea of what success is and the way society defines success. So then we follow that prescription, that model, and we find that it leaves us feeling empty because it doesn't actually satisfy our soul. And I would say the reason why it leaves us feeling empty is because it's taking us out of our authentic template or authentic blueprint. We're following a prescription or a model that is not in alignment or in harmony with our cards to play. So that's why it's not fulfilling. That's why it's not satisfying. When we play our cards right, we satisfy our soul. We're doing what we came here to do. And there's a resonance and a satisfaction that we can't even necessarily put into words, but we just feel it and know it that we're on the right path and we're doing what we came here to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And can success without alignment actually become a form of spiritual burnout?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I feel like comes from a place of, like, being so driven, like a will, like, from your will, but you're not really accessing the truth of who you are, you know? It's, more surface level. It's not being activated from your true essence, from your authenticity, which is so different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's powerful. Like how the soul keeps whispering, there's more, even when the world applauds us for enough. And the source cards draw from ancient wisdom within a deck of 52. So, how does this system reflect the spiritual architecture of our lives?
That's a very good question. How does it reflect the spiritual architecture of our lives? Well, it first of all, it reveals what that architecture is. It reveals the patterns of your life, the building blocks of your life, and quite literally does show the architecture of your life because it shows patterns, it shows building blocks. So in the 13 cards in your life path, because you all have 13 cards in our life path, you can see quite literally the architecture of your journey, your life path. And so to make this really concrete and to bring it home, I'm curious, Anya, would you like a reading to find out your cards to play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
What is your birthday?
Yes, so it's 12th of July 2006.
Okay. So based on the numbers of your date of birth, your birth card is the 3 of diamonds and you have a personality card of the 5 of clubs. So these are the first two cards in your life path of 13. These are the first two patterns. And if you were to look at a 3, the 3 is visually represented as a straight line. And diamonds represent the physical material world, like the physical, like your physical body. The 3 of diamonds is about creating your own way, marching to the beat of your own drum. Or if you're not doing that, you can get spun sideways in anxiety or indecision, especially about money or health or your physical safety. The 5 of clubs, as your personality, clubs represent the mind, and the 5 is a change agent, a catalyst. So your personality is you like to think the outside of the box thoughts. You like to be a catalyst of new ideas. The downside of the 5 of clubs is that your mind can spin a lot and you can overthink things and your brain can get a little overheated. So this is a little bit of an overview of the 3 of diamonds and 5 of clubs. How does that resonate for you?
I think the 5 of clubs is spot on. The downside as well. That's why I was smiling because that is what I've been doing recently, overthinking a lot about things. But that's so fascinating. And
Yeah. Yeah, so
when
between the 3 of diamonds and the 5 of clubs as your first two in your life, the 3 of diamonds says that you're here to be a trailblazer and the 5 of clubs to catalyze new thinking. So you put that together and you're here to pioneer new ways of thinking.
yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And Is there a specific card or archetype that tends to surprise people with its depth and relevance?
Well, I would say that, we have a life path of 13 plus cards, and they all show a different aspect of our human being. And the one that has surprises in it is the Pluto card, which is the shadow card, and it shows the unconscious hidden fears. And so, we all have unconscious hidden fears. We have a shadow side, but there's an actually specific energy pattern to the person based on their life path, based on their birthday. And so it's, individual for the person. Like, what is it that, they have numbed out, that they're fearful of, that they're, unaware of, and bringing consciousness to that, bringing awareness to that, illuminating that pattern can be profoundly healing. And moving through that energy, and learning how to play that energy really well, then it becomes a gift. The shadow becomes like you shine the light on the shadow, it becomes the gift, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. It reminds us that even something as ordinary as a deck of cards can become a sacred mirror when viewed with awakened eyes.
Mm,
Mhm.
yes.
And you balance masculine strategy with feminine intuition in your work. So, how does this harmony help people break free from the invisible patterns holding them back?
It's really important to find that balance of masculine and feminine within oneself. That is number one, right? So to really explore within oneself the feminine energy and the masculine energy. I know for myself, I definitely identified a lot with the masculine energy to the point where it hurt me in some ways. And I am on a path of learning how to be more nurturing, more open, more surrendering in myself for myself. And so it's finding that balance within oneself. And then how do you bring that into a relationship with someone else? And how we play with that energy with each other, the balance of masculine and feminine within ourselves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And have you noticed certain types of imbalance, like too much doing, not enough being, show up repeatedly in your clients?
Well, with the typical clients that we have, we live in New York City and we can look out our window and see Wall Street. The typical clients that we see are people who are high achiever types, who are doing, but not getting the fulfillment and satisfaction that they want in their lives. So we help them to create the space for that, which is often as simple as shifting their awareness. Maybe you still do all the same things, but you're doing it with awareness and with space enough to take a deep breath in between. So in our situation, we're more often than not seeing people who are overdoing things, who are
Mm.
overachievers. And instead of teaching them how to work harder, we show them how to be in harmony with themselves, to be truly in tune with themselves.
Something that also goes along with that I see a lot is people who are caretaking others in a negative way, putting other people before them, making other people a priority, and then they are not their own priority anymore. It's like everybody else is more important than them, and they really lose themselves doing that. So, then it's about bringing them back to, "Hey, you're the priority." You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you put it on your child, that kind of thing. Like you must care for yourself and make often people think that's selfish. No, that's selfish. I don't want to do that. That's a negative thing, but it's actually not. It's really important to put yourself first and love yourself unconditionally and make yourself a priority. So,
Yes, 100%. And that integration feels like the essence of true freedom, where wisdom isn't just known but embodied.
mm, beautiful.
And for those listening who feel trapped in repeating cycles, what's the first step to begin living from their soul's blueprint instead of their fears?
That's another good question. I would say what we see often, and maybe you can relate, is that people don't even realize they're trapped. People don't even know that there's a better way. They assume that this is it. This is just how life is. You have to grin and bear it. Stiff upper lip, old boy. You just accept that life is not what you want it to be, that it's not fulfilling, that it's not going to make you happy. You just have to do these obligations, fulfill these responsibilities, and that's just what life is. People don't even realize that there's a better way, that they don't have to be stuck in patterns that they don't like. And so that's even the first step, is helping people to see that there is a better way, that there is another possibility. And for some people, that can sound too good to be true. It could sound like we're selling snake oil. It can sound like this is a false hope or false pie in the sky, that there is a way to live in harmony with who you are and live a fulfilling, satisfying life with all the abundance that you could ever need at your fingertips. Synchronicity, serendipity flowing for you, everything lines up for you. That's hard to believe for people. There's so much enculturation and indoctrination that life is difficult. No pain, no gain. If you're not suffering, then you're not really living. So there's a lot of that mindset that we bump up against, where people don't even realize that there's actually a better way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, and how can they tell when they've truly aligned? Like, when life is moving in sync with their soul?
Well, they'll experience lots more synchronicities. Things will show up organically. They'll, just have like magical experiences. They'll feel a happiness or a spark within themselves. But definitely, like, there's a flow that happens, a synchronicity that happens, serendipities, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's deeply liberating, like freedom not as escape, but as returning home to who we have always been.
That's it.
Exactly. You got it.
So, Alexander and Vicky, thank you for reminding us that our souls came with a map and that breaking free begins with remembering it. To everyone listening, your blueprint is already within you. Trust it, explore it, and play your games with heart and harmony. Keep seeking, keep aligning, and keep living your sacred design.